It's another night of the WNBA on Ultimate Sports Media. Thursday night action from the W, and it comes from one of America's finest sports cities, downtown Indianapolis, the Fieldhouse, where tonight the reigning champion Las Vegas Aces come calling on the Indiana Fever in a marquee matchup. Look at the standings of the WNBA. The Aces currently tied with the Golden State Valkyries for second place, 3.5 games behind first place Minnesota. Meanwhile, Indiana in fifth place, tied with Atlanta, just a game up on Dallas, just a half game up on Dallas, a full game up on New York, just a game and a half up on Washington, but still about 6.5 up on Chicago for a playoff spot. And the Fever are just 5.5 back at first place. So this game, rather important in the grand scheme of things, and they are ready in basketball-crazed Indianapolis. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the W on USM. I'm Seth Eves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. What a matchup we have in prospect for you here tonight. You know about the Aces. They've got the Western Conference Player of the Month and perhaps the best player on this planet in the form of Miss Asia Wilson. You have the Indiana Fever, who continue to ball in spite of a lot of distractions off the court at least, but having a solid year. Caitlin Clark, another Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Elsie Mitchell, Player of the Month. Boy, has she been great. What a duo those two have been, and we have all the makings of a dynamite showdown here tonight. Vegas and Indiana. Short break. When we come back, the opening tip from Indy. Starting lineups being introduced to the near capacity crowd at the Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The starting five, Indiana rolls with Lexi Holm, Monique Billings, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark. That's the five that Stephanie White has opted to roll out for this game. And for Becky Hammond's world champion aces, a very tried and true starting five. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Stephanie Talbot, Nalissa Smith, and of course, Asia Wilson. White versus Hammond, Fever versus Aces, Wilson versus Clark, Mitchell versus Gray. Showtime from Indianapolis, where the race is on and away we go. It's time to drop the hammer, as some would say. Caitlin Clark has the basketball as Indiana controlled the game's opening tip-off. Gives it over to Mitchell, right wing. Mitchell on a drive, scoop off the glass, no good. Rebound corralled by Wilson. Vegas going right to left in white. Indiana the opposite end in their red uniforms. Gray on the right wing with a lob to Wilson. Roy Gilbert, Tony Patillo, and R.J. Johnson, the officials. Wilson misses the mid-range jump shot. Talbot fighting for the loose ball. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Aces. Becky Hammond, 72.6, the highest win percentage by any coach in the WNBA. 138 up and 52 down. Yep, she stays. Gray, nice bounce pass to a cutting, nice inbound to a cutting Young, and then Young's fouled. And so free throws right away for the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish player, Stephanie White, 80 up, 62 down, with a win percentage at 56% in her fourth season guiding this Indiana team. Of course, she, as the first free throw was good, of course, Indiana basketball, she lives and breathes as far as the state. Miss basketball in 1995, a stellar collegiate career at Purdue, including a national championship. Now coaching the Indiana Fever. Second free throw good. 2-0 lead for the Aces. 32 seconds into this one. Here is Clark. Clark, first three of the night, and that one is off the mark. Rebounded by Talbot. Getting up the floor. Here is Smith. Layup, good. In transition, Nalissa Smith with the layup of the Aces have a quick 4-0 lead in this game. Here's Boston with 15 to shoot. Boston trying to knife in off the glass. Good. And Aaliyah Boston has Indiana's first points of the night. A minute gone, 4-2 lead for the Aces. Here is Chelsea Gray. Gets it back to Talbot. Now Smith giving it back to Young on the right wing. 10 to shoot. Lob to Smith, high post with 8. Smith nearly lost it. Smith got it back. Smith with 5. Smith's got to go. Bounce pass to Young. Right side with 2 on the timer. No good. Ball tapped around into the hands of Mitchell. And then Mitchell gets hit from behind and is fouled. I believe that will go on Young. Glad to have you with us here on this Thursday evening or early Friday morning, depending on which part of the world you've chosen to access us from. Here is Aaliyah Boston in trouble. Boston kicks it out to Clark with 7 to shoot. Clark double teamed to Boston. Bad pass. Picked off by Gray. Here is Gray working with it on the left wing. Gets it over to Smith. Smith now finds Talbot with 15. This is Talbot knifing in and scoring a tough 2 for Steph Talbot. And a 6-2 lead for the Aces. Clark, little runner in the lane. That one didn't go. Fight for the loose ball. Billings trying to grab it. And goes out of bounds, or is there a foul call? Well, we mentioned this in our broadcast of the game against Minnesota on Sunday that Indiana played in. Clark has really improved with her mid-range game this year in trying the runner. Official call is a jump ball. So it's a jump ball right here. And it's going to be won by Indiana. Here is Clark for the right wing. Now trying to move into the painted area. Clark through the window, way off the mark. Rebounded by Smith. And here come the aces. Young and a foul. Stephanie White is going to please at the first call. So here is Young. Here's Wilson. She'll try a three for the left wing. In and out. Rebounded by Hull. Gives it over to Clark. Clark crosses midcourt. Clark with a bounce pass to Billings. Billings inside to Boston. And Boston throws it up, and it gets the friendly roll. A deuce for Aaliyah Boston. 6-4 aces. 4 points for Boston. So she has all of Indiana's points. Gray with 12 of the timer. Drives to the free throw line. Takes that mid-range jump shot. Pure. Nothing but net and silky smooth for the point guard. Chelsea Gray makes it 8-4 aces. Here's Clark on the right wing. Clark now over to Mitchell. Mitchell for three. Not there. Wide open, but couldn't hit it. That's a little bit of a surprise given the way she's been playing the last few weeks. 8-4 lead for Vegas. This is Young. Young now over to Wilson. Wilson. Turn around from 8. Rims out no good. Rebounded by Boston. Now gets it over to Clark. Clark on the left wing. Clark looks for help. Gets it in the form of Boston, top of the key. Boston now over to Gray. And Gray was Boston. Billings, and then a foul here. At the 6:20 mark of the first quarter. Jewel Lloyd, who played her college basketball at the state of Indiana for Notre Dame, is checked in. Clark inbounds. Here is Boston now on the right wing. Boston now over to Mitchell. Mitchell, free throw line, jump shot, swish. Silky smooth on the two by Kelsey Mitchell, and it's a 2-point game again at 8-6 Las Vegas. Jackie Young, if you had 4 minutes in before the first consternating look at an official from an Aces player or coach, congratulations, you win. As Jackie Young was looking for something and didn't get it. She was dribbling up the floor. Wilson, straightaway three. No. Rebound sky by Boston. Indiana can tie or take the lead this trip down. Here is Clark. Clark driving. Clark, bounce pass. Mitchell, Billings bobbled it, but was able to gather it and hit the jumper from about 7 feet, and this game's tied at 8. Now here's Gray on the left wing. 14 on the timer. Gray now gives it to Wilson. Back to Gray. 10 on the timer. Gray looking. And we get a foul away for the ball, and it's going to go against Indiana. Yet Asia Wilson's pointing at something anyway. Oh boy, with these two teams, it could be a long night. Thank you very much, Mateo. Matthew Owens with playing in jest, perhaps the most idiotic quote in sports this year. Jackie Young for three. That one is off the mark. Rebounded by Clark, and then Clark's foul. Yeah, I wonder if Stephanie White will denounce that. She's denouncing the call on the floor. Doesn't take long with these two. The Food City, Crimea River, 500. But anyway, it is Las Vegas ball. Here is Wilson driving and scoring. Tough two from the right block by Asia Wilson, and the Aces lead at 10-8 halfway through the opening quarter. It is nice. In all seriousness, it's nice to have Matthew with us here. Clark, running scoop off the right side and in. And it's 10-10. And Clark's off the mark for the night. Here's Wilson. Takes another long two and cans it. Asia Wilson with that mid-range shot. Too strong when the Aces lead it 12-10. Matthew puts in a lot of hours, and we're happy he's decided to take some of those precious hours and spend it with us. He does run the company, after all. Jackie Young committing a foul. That'll take us to our designated media timeout. Shout out to JT as well. His new studio is set up, so A lot more fun coming your way on Ultimate Sports Media. Hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. See, I got it out of the way before the timeout. Darn, I'm good, or average. We'll be right back. And back we are. 12-10 lead for the Aces over the Fever. Matthew Owens also saying, whatever am I trying to say about these two teams? I'm just saying that these two teams have a tendency to be rather outspoken and competitive and passionate, and put it to you that way. Season 30 of the W on USM continues Saturday with a marquee matchup as the Aces travel to Minnesota to take on the Lynx. Game's yours from 1 o'clock Saturday with Matthew Owens on the call and the incomparable, invincible, unbeatable JT in the producer's chair. Won't we have some fun? And again, if you are new to the channel, we've got, boy, Matthew is so good. He's running his own account, and he's running the USM account. Look at him go. He says if you're new to the channel, we got more WNBA this weekend along with soccer, baseball, NASCAR, and IndyCar. That's good thinking, Matthew. It's almost like I'm actually trying to promote that. Almost like I'm trying to promote everything at a certain time. But yes, a lot going on the network this weekend, so we hope you'll be with us. Play resumes here, and Indiana scores again on the inbounds. It's Kelsey Mitchell, and this game's tied at 12 as we have the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Gray, top of the key, now works with it, gets it back out to Lloyd. Lloyd's three is no good. Rebound, no rebound. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Indiana basketball. 4:02 to go in the first quarter in a tie game. Sophie Cunningham is checked into the game, and she inbounds it to Caitlin Clark. Clark, right wing, great pass to Michaela Timpson, and then Timpson commits an offensive foul on Turner. Or, well, I thought it was an offensive foul. Maybe it was defensive. The way everybody was reacting, it was like a foul, but I never saw an official signal from the official. It is Indiana ball, so it was a foul in Vegas. As usual, Seth knows nothing. Here's Monique Billings giving it back to Caitlin Clark. Clark, good bounce pass. Timpson underneath. Nice take by Timpson off the window. And Indiana now leads it by a deuce. 14-12. The Fever now have the lead. Here's Wilson. Giving it back out to Lloyd. She'll try a long two. Ray a long two. No good. Rebound by Cunningham. Cunningham moving right side. Cunningham gets it to Clark. Clark on the drive. Clark with a pass inside, and it's going to be picked off by Gray. Gray, the former standout at Duke University. Gray, both turnovers, and 2 turnovers, both committed by Indiana. Young left alone for 3 in the lead. No, Aces not having much luck from 3 in this game. Timpson gets the rebound for the Fever. Timpson running it up the floor. Both these teams are combined 0 of 7 for 3 to start this game. Clark, wraparound, good pass. Short jumper is no good. They get the offensive rebound. Billings tries again, and this time draws contact. And Monique Billings is fouled with 2:43 to go in the first quarter. After you saying offensively speaking, this is the polar opposite from the Dallas-Washington game we had last week. Or that Indiana-Minnesota game that we had on Sunday. First free throw for Billings. Looked short, but it got a good enough bounce off the front of the rim, and then it bounced in. Fever up by a 3 spot. Indiana playing again at Chicago on Saturday. Again, Vegas, Minnesota. What a game that's going to be on Saturday. Second free throw is good, and Indiana's lead is now at 4. Here's Wilson. They break the press. Kick out Gray all alone to the right wing for 3. And finally, the first 3 of the game for either team is hit by Las Vegas' Chelsea Gray. 16-15 lead for Indiana. Billings, Euro step, off the window and in. Sweet move by Monique Billings. And the Fever now lead it by 3. 2:16 to play in the first. Young gets it up to Lloyd. Lloyd, a high arcing 3. Rims out, no good. Timpson's got the rebound and threw it right at Lloyd. Threw it right at Lloyd. On the left wing, here's Lloyd. Try to get it to Wilson, and that's picked off by Timpson. Timpson now trying to run the break. Gets it to Clark. Good dribble fake. Clark, 3. No. Rebound. Fought for. Timpson grabbed it. Cunningham, a 3. No. Wilson gets the rebound. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the opening stanza. Gray. Lloyd. Gray. Lloyd driving. Scored and 1 for Jewel Lloyd. The former Notre Dame standout has a chance to tie the game. The charity stripe. Gold Mamba. 32-year-old out of Lincolnwood, Illinois. The number 1 overall pick of the 2015 draft by Seattle out of Notre Dame. A 3-time champion. A 2015 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Twice an Olympic gold medalist. And makes that free throw to tie the game at 18 apiece. And we've got a good game brewing right here. Here is Cunningham. Now it's Mitchell on the right wing. Mitchell now trying to veer back to the left. This is Cunningham. Cunningham to Boston. 4 on the shot clock. Boston turns, throws up, well off the mark. Rebounded by the Aces. Chance to run with Young as we approach the final minute of this opening quarter. Whip around to Smith. Smith, the free throw line now drives. Smith knifing in and missing everything off the window. Rebound Indiana. Here's Tyisha Harris coming into the game. Harris now looking for Mitchell. Lob for Boston, a bit too high, but it was tipped on the way out. Jackie Young unsurprisingly cries from the bench that it should go the other way. And wow, apparently she's won that appeal. The officials have changed the call, much to Stephanie White's chagrin. (18-18), Aces up the floor. Here is Smith. Gray, 13 on the timer. Gray in the paint. Jumper is no good. Rebounded by Cunningham. Indiana with the ball. 7-second difference between game and shot clock. Here is Mitchell on a drive. Kicks it back out. Boston thought about the three. Now Boston will drive to the basket. Friendly touch off the heel. And Indiana leads it by 2. Shot clock turned off. Gray up the floor for the Aces. Gray on the left wing with 5 of the timer. 4 seconds left. Gray, bounce pass picked off. Loose ball fiddled around. 1 second left. Harris at the buzzer, off the mark. The runner at the buzzer hits off the left side of the glass, and that takes us to the end of the first. We played 10 at Indianapolis. And we've got a doozy brewing right here. It's the Fever 20 and the Aces 18. We're back in a moment. This is the WNBA on USM. Back on Ultimate Sports Media, 20-18. Fever lead the Aces. We get set to start the second quarter. Las Vegas really good, except when they played Indiana in 2 games against the Fever this year. Fever have won them by an average of 25 points per game, and Vegas shoots 10% less from the field than in the other 28 games. Their three-point percentage in the other 28 games, 37%. The 2 against Indiana, 22%. And you go back the last 2 seasons, Fever have won the last 4 in this series by 22, an average of 22 points per game. NASCAR is back from its off weekend on Ultimate Sports Media Sunday afternoon. Cup Series begins an uninterrupted run to the title with the Iowa Corn 350 for the Iowa Speedway. 3:30 Eastern Sunday right here on Ultimate Sports Media. Can't wait for that. And to be told that we're shills because we like a good race. How dare we? Here's Chelsea Gray with 9 on the shot clock. Kicks it back out to Young on the left wing. 5 to shoot. Now Young trying to move. Young, a 3 is off the heel, no good. Rebound fought for, grabbed by Timpson. Here comes Caitlin Clark. Clark up the floor now for the Fever. Gives it to Cunningham on the right wing. Now it's Timpson. Timpson back over to Boston. Boston. Clark. Boston again. 3 is good. Down the hatch. And Indiana finally connects on a long ball. On a long ball, it's Aaliyah Boston. She has 9 points. 23-18 lead for Indiana. Second against fifth for the WNBA standings. Gray, fadeaway, not there. Rebound by Aaliyah Boston. Boston now on the right wing. Boston now gets it back over to Clark, who thought about that long three and thought better of it. Clark now on the drive to the bucket, lays it in. Great work by Clark, and the Fever lead is now at 7. 25-18. The Fever have the lead over the Aces. Lloyd to Smith. Back over to Lloyd. Lloyd with 6 of the timer. Lloyd gets it out. Jump shot by Turner is no good. Rebounded by Harris. Harris up the floor for the Fever. Harris stopping on a dime briefly. Looks for help. Got it in the form of Clark. Clark with 14 to shoot. Clark now trying to drive. Clark back to Boston left wing, and a traveling violation against the Fever. Caitlin Clark complains. The Aces bench complained first. And the second time tonight, a complaint leads to a call in Vegas' favor. I'm sure that won't raise any suspicion from a certain fan base. We have no fun here at USM. Here is Chelsea Gray. I'll try to be serious, more serious. Here's Wilson. Her three is no good. And a rebound gathered in by Boston. We like to work here, but, we like to be serious. We like to have fun. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously. Clark all the way. Ooh, extra dribble. Timpson needs help. That's Boston. Boston lobbing it for Timpson, and it slipped out of Timpson's hands. And out of bounds it goes, and it'll be Fever Aces basketball. 6 turnovers for Indiana in the second quarter, and yet they're up by 7. That's quite a developing situation right there. Here is Gray up the floor for the Aces. Gray back to Wilson, top of the key, lob to Smith. Smith turning around. Smith, and got a foul. Both teams are complaining, so I don't know who the foul's on. It's on Las Vegas. Lexi Hull to inbound for the Fever. Seven-point game. Here is Clark kicking it out. 3 in the corner. Boston cans another. Oh, Aaliyah Boston. And the lead now at 10 for the Fever. A 10-0 run. And get a foul away from the ball on Indiana. A 10-0 run for the Fever. They lead it by 10 with 6:56 to play in the opening stanza. Again, if you're listening and you want to do what Matthew's done, leave a comment. Feel free to do so. Good, bad, right, wrong, and different, as long as it's respectful and meets the guidelines. We'll hear from you. Here's Smith. That's a nice finish inside for Nalissa Smith. 2 more from her in the paint, and it's an 8-point lead for Indiana. Mitchell gives it to Clark, right wing. Clark thought about the 3. Now Mitchell back to Clark. Clark scoop off glass, good. Nice finish off the right side. Clark adds 2 more, and Becky Hammond furiously calling for a timeout and gets it. 6:26 to play in the first half, and the Indiana lead is at 10. Timeout. 30-20 Indiana with 6:26 to go in the second quarter. Major League Baseball continues on the network tomorrow night at 7:30. Cleveland Guardians of the Chicago White Sox, two of the top teams in the AL Central. Please tune in to see which baseball term throws JT off this time after the number incident of last night I was just made aware of. Guardians and White Sox from the Windy City, that comes your way tomorrow night, 7:30 here on the channel. Play resumes with 6:25 to go in the opening stanza. The Aces have got to find something. They're down by 10. Here's Young. Young on a bounce pass, nearly stolen. Wilson with two gets it back. Back to Dana Evans, who throws up a prayer with one on the shot clock, and it does not go. Here comes Indiana. Boston a right wing three. How about another? Aaliyah, Boston feeling herself from long range. The lead's at 13. Wilson. Step back jump shot off the front of the rim, no good. Out of bounds. It stays with the Aces, but you guessed it, Clark's wanting a review. Fake. She's unsuccessful. Gray. There's the duck. Pass picked off, and here's Clark running the show for the Fever. Clark. Mitchell. Score the layup. Two more for Kelsey Mitchell, and Indiana's lead is at 15. Young to Wilson. Smith now on the right block. Her turnaround shot is good. They needed something, did the Aces. 35-22. Foul with 5:08 to go in the second. Kirsten Bell has checked into the game, the fifth-year pro out of Florida Gulf Coast. JT coming along nicely with that new studio, I may add. That's going to be quite a spectacle. At the other end, two more as Mitchell able to get the bucket. The lead back at 15. Smith runner, no. Rebounded by Indiana. Clark to Timpson. Michaela Timpson puts it in, and Indiana trying to turn this into a laugher. It's a 21-4 run for the Fever. They lead it by 17. Wilson's bounce pass is picked off. Billings, Clark, and Bell got in the passing lane and tapped that out of bounds. It'll stay with the Fever. My goodness, it's just amazing what Indiana has been able to do. Lexi Hall off the window, no, but drew contact and a foul. And free throws coming in for her, the former Stanford Cardinal. I don't know if it was a shooting foul. Gray, that was, okay. I think Gray's the one who's going to be the guilty party charged with the foul. Here is Hall at the free throw line, and it's in and out on the first. Second one is coming your way. I'm reading out like I'm reading a promo for a sports channel. 1 out of 2 for Hall, and the lead is now at 18. Gray now over to Wilson. Young left wing. Young looking to go. 7 to shoot. Young leans into a 3. That's not even close, but. And it goes out of. Oh, I was going to call something else, but it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be. Back we go with Indiana. Clark with the basketball. Good pass. Jump shot. Oh, pretty by Mitchell. Mitchell with another bucket. And Indiana's lead is now at 20 with less than 4 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Jackie Young. Young, a tough two. Rims out, no good. Ball bouncing around back to Smith. Here's Gray trying to flip a pass. They move it around. A three is no good. Tapped around. Save. Back to Young. Another three. Another miss. Very 2014 Syracuse NC State-ish, except Indiana actually gets the rebound this time. Timpson fouled as she was trying to hook one in. She wanted a foul call, but none given. Here's Gray. Right side. Hull defends. Kick out. Smith. Smith, free throw line. Indiana crowd wanted to travel. Smith buries the mid-range shot. So 2 for Nalissa Smith. 42-24 as we're near the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. All fever here in this second quarter. Clark weaving through traffic. Oh, miscommunications. Billings was not looking. And that pass goes out of bounds. European soccer is back, folks. 3 matches on Ultimate Sports Media this weekend from the opening round of the English Carabao Cup, the League Cup, if you will. Starts tomorrow at 2:45 as Mexican international Raul Jimenez leads Wolves against Port Vale, 2 teams relegated from their respective divisions last year. Then Saturday at 10 a.m., another relegated side, West Ham, hosts Portsmouth from the Olympic Stadium. And then Sunday at 11 a.m., Mansfield against Sheffield United as we get our League Cup, as we get our soccer season, as JT might would say, up and running. So hope you'll join us for that. Cannot wait to get that one going. The old gold of Wolves tomorrow at Molineux against Port Vale. Of course, different situation this year with the Cup, with that competition. They're starting the League Cup prior to the start of the actual season. First round, of course, exclusively for Championship League 1 and League 2 teams. There were 2 extra preliminary games last weekend, with Rochdale beating Tranmere in a penalty shootout and then Crawley beating York. There was 1 first-round game today. Championship Bristol City took on League 2 Walsall. And the League 2 side upset them at Ashton Gate 1-0. So, congratulations to the Saddlers on picking up the win in that one. It's a 3-game night in the W. We'll tell you more about the other 2 coming up at halftime. Don't you know Minnesota has to be taking just a little bit of enjoyment in the fact that the team that's their nearest rival for the number 1 seed is currently getting their backside handed to them. It's an 18-point lead for Indiana. But Jeanette Bay basketball is an interesting sport. And you just never know. So, Caitlin Clark, 669 assists through 80 games. That's the most in the history of the WNBA. She plays her 80th game tonight. It's the most by some distance. 72 more than the nearest challenger, or the nearest person in that department. Has played, has resumed. 42-24, the Aces trail. This is Young. Young's jumper at the foul line is buried. Good shot there by Young. 42-26 Fever. 2:33 to go in the second. Clark, pass is deflected and stolen away by Wilson. Here's Young. Young with a 3 and back-to-back baskets for Young. 5 quick points, and suddenly The Aces have cut it to 13. We told you it's basketball and things can change sometimes. This is Boston. Mitchell straightaway three. Off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Asia Wilson. This is Young. Young on the left wing. Now Young trying to move. Young, a tough two inside. And the basket was made, but... Oh, they are going to count the basket. So count it. Yep, continuation, count it. And Young is saying, listen, if all the rest of you want to be lackadaisical, fine. I'll just put the rest of you on my back. She scored the last 7 points for the Aces here. All 7 of these points out of the media break have been scored by Young. A chance to make that 8 and to cut it to 10 at the foul line. But they're going to another break here. I guess we will too. 42-31 Indiana. We'll be right back. Very quick break was taken just now. A reminder that the American football season, contrary to some belief, does not get back going tonight. It's not back tonight. College and NFL action, it'll be here before you know it. Saturday, August the 29th, college football coverage begins 3:30 Eastern. North Carolina State and Virginia from the ACC. That'll be a doozy. It starts a big football weekend. Other college football action for the opening weekend. Thursday, September 3rd, Colorado at Georgia Tech. Friday, September 4th, Miami at Stanford. Saturday, September 5th, Boise State at Oregon. Clemson at Louisiana State. As Young makes the free throw to make it a 10-point game. And then the NFL season begins Wednesday, September 9th. New England, Seattle. And then Denver, Kansas City on a Monday night. Week 2 of college football includes Rutgers, Boston College, and Ohio State, Texas. Week 3, LSU, Ole Miss. Nothing crazy will happen in that game. Here's Clark getting picked off by Lloyd, giving it to Young, who scores again. It's becoming the Jackie Young show, a 12-0 run, and she's got all the points. Clark, oh my goodness. Goes down. And Gray might actually have a case there on that complaint. Clark sold that very well. And then has the gall to ask for it to be a shooting foul. So fast. Clark catch and shoot off the inbound. Off the extra pass, and it was off the mark. Rebound fought for. Here come the Aces. Young scoring again. Goodness gracious. Mitchell. Young has 14. Boston. Now back to Mitchell. Boston, Euro step. No good. Fought for. Rebound Wilson. I would just clear out and let Zero shoot. Young. Just trying to do on her own. Young is fouled. I mean, this is incredible what Jackie Young's been doing here. Free throw is up from Young, and she missed. She is human. 42-36. Young with 14 points. Can she score 15 to the line? She does. And suddenly, Las Vegas is back within 5. Incredible. Here's Kelsey Mitchell up the floor for Indiana. Mitchell now trying to go to the left side. Mitchell driving, rejected by Smith. Lloyd gets it to Gray. 2-second difference between game and shot clock. Gray with it now. 10 on the timer. Here is Young. The 2-second difference again. Young trying to move. Young to Lloyd. A left wing three. No good. Rebound. Smith got it. Buzzer sounds, and that takes us to halftime. Well, the Aces have come back storming, more specifically Jackie Young, single-handedly willing Las Vegas back into this contest. But at the half, it's Indiana 42, Las Vegas 37. Halftime activities coming your way next here on Ultimate Sports Media. Well, the Indiana Fever were off to an absolute dynamite start of the second quarter, but Jackie Young decided to take the game over in her own right. And we got ourselves a contest between two of the W's top 5 teams. They've played 20 at the Fieldhouse in Indy. It's the homestanding Fever with a 42-37 lead over the Aces. Back, everybody. Seth Eves back with you here. Now time for the Ultimate Sports Media halftime. Here as we get you caught up on what else is happening across the WNBA on this busy night. As we mentioned, it's a 3-game night in the league. Of course, we mentioned second place. This is second against fifth. The team that's in first place, well, they're on fire and are heavy favorites to do so again as the red-hot Minnesota Lynx go for their 11th straight win, hosting the LA Sparks, who would appear to be in tear-it-down mode after the Sunday trade of Kelsey Plum to Phoenix. They'll get going at 9 o'clock in the Twin Cities tonight, and one other game at 10 o'clock. Two of the newer teams playing in Portland, the Tempo and the Fire. Those are your 3 games on this Thursday in the WNBA. Of course, a busy week for the WNBA since we last did a WNBA game. The announcement of the name of the new team in Cleveland has been confirmed. Cleveland now being referred to as the Sirens. That will be their new nickname. And today, the United States announced their roster for the FIBA World Cup. The FIBA World Cup, which of course is next month in Germany, and well, it is indeed a part of the long-awaited USA youth movement. Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese, and Aaliyah Boston, the 4 debutantes, they'll make their first appearances for the Stars and Stripes at a major competition. It's a 12-player team. They announced this morning. Of course, you know the stars are there. We mentioned the 4. The 2 superstars, of course, the 2 best players of the game, you could argue. Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart are also there. Also rounding out this roster, Nafisa Collier, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Kalia Copper, and Ryan Howard. The U.S. going for a 12th World Cup gold medal and 5th straight. The selection was made by Sue Bird, who is the Team USA Managing Director, and it was approved by the USA Basketball Board of Directors. Kara Lawson is the head coach. And to tell you about the youth movement and about it being officially a changing of the guard in this event, we'll try these on for size. For starters, this will be just the second major international competition for USA basketball since the 2000 Olympics that will not feature either one of Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi. The squad for the Berlin tournament features 4 24-year-olds and 7 players who are under the age of 30. Gray is the eldest at 33 years old. Boston, Beckers, Clark, and Howard have all won gold in junior competitions. They had a big camp out there. Notable absentees. 2 notable absentees in general. Sabrina Ionescu did not make the team, nor did Olivia Miles, who is a shoo-in to be the W's Rookie of the Year. Kara Lawson will be the head coach. Natalie DeCoste, Nate Tibbetts, and Stephanie White will be the assistants. Jose Fernandez and Tia Jackson will serve as scout coaches. The USA will play 3 games. Their 3 group games will be against China on September 4th, Italy September 6th, and Czechia September 7th. The tournament will run September 4th to the 13th. And for those of you wondering, the WNBA season will indeed pause from August 31st to September 16th while this tournament is going on. News today, the running back elsewhere, other sports news. It's been a week of running backs getting paid in the NFL. First, Atlanta did it to Bijan Robinson. This morning, Indianapolis decided they would pay Jonathan Taylor. And now Detroit has upped the ante and has made Jahmyr Gibbs the highest paid running back in the history of the NFL. College football, North Carolina defensive coordinator Steve Belichick is out on an indefinite medical leave. Major League Baseball, another busy night. The Hall of Fame game also starting the NFL preseason. Hence the comment I made earlier about people thinking it's back, but it's not really back. Major League Baseball tonight. Phillies lead the Nationals 6-3 in the sixth. It's the White Sox leading the Red Sox 4-0 in the third. Ronald Acuna with the most fortuitous two-run home run of his career. Just watch the highlights. You'll thank me later. Atlanta leads Miami 2-0. That game's now in a rain delay in the top of the fourth. Minnesota, Kansas City are scoreless in the second. San Diego, Arizona scoreless. Earlier today, the Orioles lost to the Angels. Anaheim avoiding the sweep 4-1. Reds beat the A's 6-5. The Mets swept the Guardians 13-6. Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh 5-2. Chicago walked off Toronto 3-2. Pete Crow Armstrong scoring on an error in the 11th. And Detroit beat Seattle 11-0. Dylan Dingler, homer for the third straight game. That's a great name for a baseball player. I tell you, Dylan Dingler. That's I mean, I'm not even BSing. That's a real cool name. Real Madrid have confirmed their signing of Yan Diamande, and Vinny Jr. has agreed to a new 6-year deal to stay with the Spanish club amidst rampant speculation in the last week he could be heading to Premier League champion Arsenal. Rodri reportedly has given Barcelona the green light over a move. UEFA has stood by its World Cup boycott despite the FIFA apology. Also, Mohamed Salah completed his deal, signing and being introduced to Turkish club Trabzonspor, and Salah says, quote, "I'm here to win." Don't they all say that? Because, I'm waiting for the day someone arrives at one of these things and says, I'm here to lose, or I'm here to be mediocre. 42-37 Indiana. Second half next on USM. Whoa. Quick little big mistake right there. 42-37 Indiana as we get set to start quarter number 3 here tonight. As it is the WNBA on Ultimate Sports Media. Glad to have you with us. Indiana or Las Vegas has the ball going left to right in their white uniforms. Indiana in their red uniforms going right to left. A great cut and no prizes for guessing who scored for Las Vegas. Jackie Young picking up right where she left off. A layup has cut this to 3. High screen, Boston. Now the high post gets it to Mitchell, the right wing. 12 of the timer. Mitchell and get a whistle and a foul called on Stephanie Talbot. Here's a Boston's pass. Oh, not a good one. And Gray has it. The Aces can tie this game. Here's Talbot in the corner. No. Rebound by Hull. Hull. All the way. Hull's mid-range jump shot at the free throw line is no good. Rebound gathered by Young. 18 to shoot. Young now gets it to Smith on the left block. Smith, turnaround, good. Nalissa Smith heading the 2. And Las Vegas has pulled back to within 1. 42-41, Indiana on top. Clark's 3 will not drop. Rebound by the Aces and a chance to take the lead. For the Aces, this time up the floor. Young. Surprised she didn't shoot that the way she's been going. No, it would have been more than a contested shot. Gave it up to Smith briefly. Now it's back over to Young. Young with 4. Young a 3. Banks it in. Get out of here. Timeout, Indiana. Las Vegas' very own Agent Zero. And the Aces have stunned this capacity crowd. Young in particular has stunned this capacity crowd. And it's a 2-point lead for the Aces. Timeout. Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton among the famous dignitaries tonight, and well, he and everybody else has been treated to a show and quite a basketball exhibition put on by Jackie Young, who has a game high 20 points The Aces, who were down here 20, now are up 2. Indiana's got to go back to work here. Still early in the third, a lot of time left. A lot of ball left to be played. Here's Mitchell on a drive. Scoop layup blocked by Wilson. And now it's Talbot running the floor. Here's Young all the way. Young blew a layup. I don't believe it. Mitchell gets it to Clark. Here is Clark. Bounce pass. Boston all alone for 3. Miss. I can't believe that either. She was hitting them for fun in the second quarter. Young on the left wing now for the Aces. Young and stolen away by Mitchell. Billings gets it to Clark. Clark, good pass. Hall all alone, free to fire. No, but there was a foul anyway. And it's going to go back to the Aces. So even if it had gone, it would not have counted. 11th Fever turnover of the game. Indiana could actually move within a game of Las Vegas in the win and loss column if they were to win this game tonight. Talbot, Wilson, pass broken up, and a steal, and it goes into the hands of Hall, who gives it up to Clark. Clark with a great pass to Timpson. Timpson, though, in a bit of trouble, and Timpson traveled. Well, she looks frustrated, and so does the crowd, but Michaela Timpson, I think she, flustered herself. She turned around. I think she got too excited and flustered herself a little bit there, Timpson. You can't be doing that. Turnover number 12. Young. Driving. Young nearly lost it. Smith, 10 to shoot. Smith gets it to Wilson. Ball loose. Still loose on the deck, and Timpson goes down. And the foul is on Smith. (44-42). .656 to play in the third quarter. Cunningham re-enters the game and gives it to Clark. Clark, pass was deflected. It landed into the hands of Boston, though. Fortunate break for the Fever. Boston back to Clark. Clark catch and shoot 3. Short off the front of the rim, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. Clark just does not have her shooting rhythm and flow tonight. Neither team has shot the ball well from 3. The teams are combined 6 of 27 from downtown. Vegas 3 of 15, Indiana 3 of 12. Smith, Young, double teamed and foul, offensive foul in Las Vegas. Jackie Young wants an explanation. So do a couple of members of the Vegas staff. Melissa Smith now wanting an explanation. That foul was on her. That's her third. Clark, all the way to the basket through contact. No, but she'll go to the line. Well, not afraid to go into the battles is Clark. Foul called on Talbot. Clark's first free throw, and it rattles around the rim and in. Again, WNBA coverage on USM continues Saturday at 1. These Aces in Minnesota to face the Lynx. Clark makes the second free throw, and we're even at 44. Here's Young, up ahead to Wilson. Wilson, 12-footer, no good. Rebound Boston. Gets it up to Clark. Clark, pull up 3. No, boy, it's just not there for her. Out of bounds. And Clark is some kind of frustrated. So we remain tied with 6:07 to go in the third. Jewel Lloyd looks set to re-enter the game for Las Vegas. She'll have to wait till the next dead ball, though. Play resumes. Gray now gives it to Wilson. Here is Wilson. Tough take. Ball flew out of her hands. Smith had it, though. Smith gets it. 8 to shoot. Smith now working on a bounce pass to a cutting Talbot, who lays it in, and Stephanie Talbot puts Las Vegas back in front. Here is Clark with the basketball. Gives it to Boston. 16 to shoot, and a traveling violation, and another Fever turnover. .540 to play, third quarter, a 2-point lead for the Aces. Young with the basketball now. Young, who has had the hot hand and then some in this game. Clark defending. 8 to shoot. Young over Clark. Short this time. And the rebound by Boston. Clark to Cunningham. Now Boston gives it to Clark. Clark, in a world of trouble, gives it to Boston. Another offensive foul and another takeaway. Clark pleads her case. Stephanie White is also frustrated. Here is Asia Wilson. Now gives it up to Jackie Young. Aces up by a deuce. Young to Wilson. Left block jump shot. Way too long. Out of bounds. Last off of Cunningham. 50 to play in the third. A 2-point Aces lead. So it stays with the Aces, but they only have 5 seconds on the shot clock with which to work. Gray, a kick by Cunningham. Stay here. It's going to be a fresh 24 because of that foul there by Cunningham. Here come the Aces. Gray with it in the paint. Gray, layup, block. Timpson got a hand on it. Smith got it back. Boston altered that shot. Third bite of the cherry. It's good and a foul for Jewel Lloyd. Well, boy, that was some stinking sequence right there, and the Aces come out on the better of it. And now what's going on here? Oh dear. The referee is talking with someone that's dressed like an arena usher. And now you've got Aces players surrounding the referee. Are they throwing a fan out of this game? Oh boy. Oh boy. And then Jackie Young told Asia Wilson whatever she heard, and apparently Asia was stunned. Chelsea Gray's having a look. They're all looking over towards where that comment was made. So somebody apparently yelled something at a Las Vegas player. And now the security guard is looking to make sure that I'm assuming trying to find who made the comment. So they can escort said person out of the building. And if it was indeed, if the comment was indeed as bad as everybody is making it out, then hopefully that person will not only be escorted out of this game, but hopefully never be allowed back inside a WNBA arena ever again. So this is quite a sequence going on here. I'm gonna hit the break screen button and I'm gonna listen in for updates. Be right back. So they have escorted the two numbskulls. There was two of them apparently, and they have been escorted out of the building. We can now resume basketball. As Jewel Lloyd misses the free throw. Anybody who hollers a slur at a basketball player at a basketball game is not a basketball fan. He's a basketball idiot. But anyway, here is Mitchell. Indiana's got to find something. Boston. Mitchell, left block, good. Kelsey Mitchell with the two. Boy, did Indiana need that. Clark on the bench, by the way. 12 for Mitchell. It's 48-46. 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Wilson over to Turner. Turner with a bounce pass over to Young. Young, turnaround from 5, and Kansas. Jackie Young with the basket, and it's 50-46. 22 for Young. Here's Cunningham now, giving it up. Lob to Timpson, picked off. Here comes Young. Young had it stolen away right back by Mitchell. Mitchell for 3. Got it! 1-point game. 1-point game with 3:22 to play. Gray flings one to Wilson underneath, and Wilson scores. Layup good for Asia Wilson, and a 3-point lead for the Aces. Boston. Mitchell. Boston, lob for Timpson. Timpson lost it. Aces have it going the other way. Here's Gray. Long outlet pass to Wilson, who stumbles, and we get a jump ball, I believe. So 2:54 to play in the third. Third foul on Aaliyah Boston, by the way. Asia Wilson on a drive and scores. 2 more for Wilson. 54-49. With 2:40 to play in the third. Mitchell. Lob inside, and Wilson. Young on the left wing, and it's the Aces suddenly are trying to leg this out. After being in a big hole early, Young had it poked away into the hands of Timpson. Boston now running the floor. Foul on Young. Becky Hammond none pleased. So nearing the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Harris with it for Indiana. Jumper at the free throw line. A brick. Rebounded by Wilson. Under 2 minutes to play in the third. Here's Young. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson now over to Young. Young trying to move off a Wilson screen. 5 to shoot. Wilson floats. No. Rebound Turner. Back to Young with a shot clock winding down. It's no good. Rebound gathered in by Timpson. Indiana up the floor, down by 5. Harris. Harris. Now it's Timpson. Timpson loses it. It was poked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Aces. Or with the Fever. Minute 17 to play in the third. Smith checks back in with the 3 fouls. Wilson to the bench. 7 of the shot clock for the Fever, who have the ball trailing by 5. Catch it, shoot, no. Timpson tried to get the rebound, couldn't. And it goes in. Dana Evans, who's now come into the game. Evans on a drive. Layup is no good. Loose ball. Cunningham falling for it. And Cunningham fouled by Smith. That's 4. She can't believe it. Sophie Cunningham holding the right arm just a little bit for being hacked there by Nalissa Smith. She can't believe there was a foul call. There should have been a foul. If there was going to be a foul for contact, it shouldn't have been on Smith. It was Young's knee that hit Cunningham in the back. Smith did not make any contact with her, so she actually has a case there. First free throw down the can for Cunningham. Second free throw coming up. League Cup Soccer, EFL Cup, begins tomorrow, 2:45. 3 games on the network this weekend. Wolves and Port Vale get the fun started. 2:45. West Ham Portsmouth at 10 a.m. Sunday. Mansfield Sheffield United at 11 a.m. Sunday. West Ham Portsmouth Saturday, 10 a.m. Cunningham makes them both. We've got a 3-point Aces lead. With the ball is Evans. Gets it to Young. Young with 10. Young. 6 to shoot. Young to Smith with 4. Smith. Floater goes. That's a tough take there and a basket made by Nalissa Smith. 5-point game. Harris now on the right wing. Here is Cunningham. Harris, illegal screen. That was a pretty easy call. Lloyd took a bit of a tumble right there. Stephanie White can give the referee a blank stare all she wants to, but that call was pretty obvious. Evans with the basketball. 4-second difference between game and shot clock. Evans holding the basketball. 9 on the timer. Here is Young. Young driving off the front rim. No good. Long rebound. Came back to Evans with 4. Evans runner in the lane. No. Timpson got the rebound. Holds it, and that'll take us to the 4th. We're going to the money quarter in Indianapolis. Which superstar is going to step up? And who's going to be able to come out on top? 56-51 Aces. Back for the 4th in just a moment. 56-51 Aces as we start the fourth. Caitlin Clark and a bit of a straitjacket, and Lloyd tapped out of bounds. We'll stay with Indiana, but down to 10 on the timer. Set these with you here for Ultimate Sports Media. So 9 minutes to play. Clark to Billings. And we have a shot clock violation. Yes, shot clock violation. No jump ball. Another Indiana turnover. So now here we go. Aces up by 5. Dana Evans with the basketball. 9 to shoot. Back to Gray. 7 on the timer. Gray fires. Not there. Great effort there by Hull to get that rebound. Harris with it now for Indiana. To Clark. Clark, 12 to shoot. Wraps it around to Boston. Boston and a foul on Las Vegas, and it's on Brianna Turner. 9 minutes to play. The Aces up by 5. In Indianapolis, WNBA Thursday night action here on the channel. Clark to Harris. Now back to Clark. Now it's Boston. Good cut to Hull. Hull tried to find Billings. And it's another turnover as it goes out of bounds. Well, Stephanie White and Indiana people can talk about fishing all they want to, but if the Fever do end up dropping this game, they're going to have no other thing to look at other than the turnovers. Too many turnovers could be what costs them tonight. Chelsea Gray. Jumper. Oh, great block by Hull. Great block by Hull. Boston has it. Now it's Clark. Clark nearly lost a dribble. Clark now flings it over to Boston. 11 to shoot. Here is Boston. Driving off the window, no. Billings the putback, yes. Billings the putback. Fever back to within 3. On the right wing with 14 to shoot. This is Dana Evans. Evans looking for help from Lloyd. Lloyd, a hierarchy turnaround. It's good. Big 2 there for Jewel Lloyd. 58-53. Here's Clark. Clark, mid-range jump shot. Not there. Just hasn't been there tonight. Longrio comes back out to Clark. Clark, tough floater. No good. And Smith got the rebound. Now it's Gray up the floor for the Aces. Gray. Gray into the paint. Gray kicks it back out to Lloyd. 10 on the timer. Lloyd. 6 to shoot. Lloyd, step back, free throw line. It's good. Jewel Lloyd makes it a 7-point game, and now Indiana's in a major world of hurt here. Ball slipped out of Hull's hands. It went out of bounds. It goes back to the Aces. Would you have ever imagined when Las Vegas was down almost 20 points in the second, they would have turned it around? Okay, maybe you would have, because this is the reigning world champions and a very, very good team, but it's quite remarkable to watch this happen in real time. 7-point game. Here is Asia Wilson. Now it's Young. Double team. 4 on the shot clock. Ball comes back to Wilson. 2 to shoot. Wilson throws one up. It goes. In your eye hole, says the best player on the planet. 62-53. Mitchell. Lob to Boston. Good cutting basketball. Aaliyah Boston lays it in. 7-point game with 6.5 to play. Boston now with 17. Wilson short on that one. Boston the rebound. Try to get it to Clark. It was stolen by Gray. Gray to Smith inside. layup, good and one for Nalissa Smith. And the Aces are now starting to sense a rather massive win. So Smith at the line to try and complete the three-point play. Missed it. Out of bounds. Wilson saves it. Whoa! Falls into the first row. And checks on a fan to make sure she's A-okay, and that is indeed the case. It is fever basketball after all that. Clark now over to Mitchell. Mitchell for three. Got it. Boy, they need Kelsey Mitchell to step up big here. She makes one. 6-point game. Gray on the right wing. Now over to Young. Young back to Gray. 11 to shoot. Gray, a three. No good, but I think Becky Hammond called a timeout before that, and that is indeed what has happened. 5:46 to go. The Champs lead by a half dozen in Indianapolis. Timeout. .546 to play in Indianapolis. 64-58 Aces. A reminder, next events on the channel. Two events tomorrow. Soccer at 2:45. Wolves in Port Vale in the first round of the EFL Cup. And then 7:30 Major League Baseball. The Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox. So, a little footy and baseball doubleheader coming your way on Friday. And on this Thursday night, we've got 5:46 left to finish in this particular contest. The Aces have a 6-point lead over the Indiana Fever. Indiana built a lead as big as 17 in the second quarter. Before the Aces came back, made it close. They took the lead of the third and have never looked back and lead it by a half dozen with 5:46, trying to stay alive for the number one seed in the WNBA playoffs. Gray's inbound pass stolen. Clark has the ball. It's not been a good night for her. Let's call a spade, at least shooting the ball and scoring. Clark draws a foul here, though. with 5:38 to play. You see on your screen the timeout situation. 3 timeouts for the Aces, 2 for the Fever. Each team will get a reset timeout when we hit the 2-minute mark. Clark, first one is nothing but net. First free throw, nothing but net. Now the second one. 9 points on 3 of 13 shooting. Make it 10 points. She makes the free throw. It's a 4-point game. 5.5 to play. Gray to Wilson. Wilson now back to Young. Young in trouble. Gets it up to Wilson. Back over to Gray. Gray foul away for the ball. And it's on Las Vegas. Cunningham hits the deck. A wry smile by A'ja Wilson as she gets up the floor. Maybe a bit of a nosebleed for Sophie Cunningham. 5:20 to play. Clark now over to Mitchell. Mitchell, oh, what a pass. Boston lays it in. It's a 2-point game. Oh, but they fell asleep defensively and Wilson caught it. Needs a little help now. Smith had it blocked. Fight for the loose ball and Timpson comes out of there with it. Mitchell wasn't paying attention. It's a turnover. For heaven's sake. You have got to be kidding me. So the Aces get the ball back with 4:57 left. Gray inbound gets to Wilson. Now it's Young with 20 on the timer. Young now over to Gray with 15 to shoot. Gray gets it to Wilson. Right block jumper, no good. Rebound corralled by Boston. Into the hands of Clark. Clark with 16 on the timer. Here is Clark now, 12 to shoot. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell taking it all the way. Blocked by Wilson. Great defense by A'ja Wilson. Young in transition. No. Rebound Clark. That was a bit rushed. You can understand why Young wanted to do it, though. Given we got Clark at logo 3. Got it! She picks a great time to hit her first 3 of the night. Timeout Aces. And the field house is a madhouse. Timeout. Well, it's not been a great night for Caitlin Clark. She'll be the first to tell you that, but her 7th attempt from 3 is her first make, and what a time it was to make it. And it gives Indiana a 1-point lead. Still 4:09 to go, though. Asia Wilson inbounding. Chelsea Gray. Everybody standing at the field house in downtown Indianapolis. 4 minutes to play. How's it going to turn out? Wilson to Young. Young, bounce pass. Wilson, driving layup, good. Asia Wilson, too easy. Aces back up 1. Here is Clark. Clark, kick out. Boston for 3. Off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Young. Aces now go up the floor. Young to Wilson. Left block. Wilson is fouled. Will go to the line with 3.5 to play. Each team with 2 fouls to give. Wilson, nothing but net on the first free throw. Second one coming up. Nothing but net. 3-point game with 3.5 to play. Here comes Clark, slowly dribbling it up the floor. Clark with the basketball. Boston, bounce pass to a cutting Mitchell, missed the layup. Foul called on Wilson, though. She can't believe it. That did seem a late whistle, to be fair. 3 minutes and 17 seconds to play. I mean, I don't know. Mitchell makes the first free throw. Wilson now arguing her case with the officials still. Kelsey Mitchell now 14 straight games with at least 20 points. Only Asia Wilson 2 years ago had more single season in a single season. Wilson, by the way, is working on an active streak too. Mitchell made them both. It's a 1-point lead for the Aces. Gray. Oh, what a steal by Clark! What a steal! Clark lays it in! Well, for someone whose defense has been questioned a whole lot this year, that's one hell of a defensive play she just made. Wilson. Now to Young. Young back to Wilson. Wilson, fade away from 8. Answers right back. 2 for Asia Wilson, and the lead back at 1. Clark with the basketball. 15 to shoot. Clark down to 11. Clark nearly lost a dribble. Clark with 7 being hounded by Young. Stephanie White noticed that and elects to take a timeout. 1 timeout remaining for Indiana. 2:19 to play. They trail by 1. And what can only be described as just an incredible game, or an interesting game of basketball, and an incredible finish. $70 to 69 with 2:19 to play. Asia Wilson, 16 points on 7 of 18, or 7 of 19 shooting from the floor. She only had 4 points and 2 of 8 in the first half. So now Indiana to inbound. Cunningham, Mitchell, 5 to shoot. Mitchell just threw it up. No, Timpson's tip didn't go either. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch, Las Vegas. It looked as if it was last touch Vegas. They appeal, of course. And that's not even me being snarky. You're going to appeal in that situation in a tight game if it's that close. And Becky Hammond's going to challenge. And again, not a terrible idea. Not the worst thing in the world there. In a tight game where every possession matters, you just want to make sure to check it out. You want to make sure. Well, actually, I don't think it does come off Wilson. I think it comes off of Timpson maybe on that angle. 2:13 to go. We already ran the next game for each team. They both return to action Saturday. Vegas here on the channel in Minneapolis to take on the first place Lynx. Indiana makes the relatively short jaunt to the Windy City to play the Sky, who are still trying to hang on to a playoff spot, trying to stay in the playoff race themselves. WNBA, some great games over the last week or so here on the channel, and another Donnybrook brewing here. With 2:13 to play, and the Aces leading the Fever, 70-69. It's just an incredible game of basketball. Jackie Young is the star of the game if the Aces win this. Even if they don't, the fact that she will single-handedly pretty much willed them with a 17-point deficit is quite remarkable. Indiana averages 101 points a game at home, on pace for the highest scoring average all time. They've been held to 69 tonight. 3-point shooting's 4% less than average. Field goal percent 3-point less. Their point differential is plus 8.9. So they're winning it. So they're basically they're winning games by 9 points when they play it at the field house. But Becky Hammond's Aces trying to change that and change the recent fortunes against Indiana. And she has won this challenge. So the Aces reclaim the ball with 2:14 to go, leading by 1. Gray. Lloyd. Lloyd to Wilson on the left block. Wilson looking for some help. Now Gray, 8 to shoot. Gray, loose, stolen by Mitchell. Under 2 minutes to go. The reset timeouts have now been added. Here's Clark, straight away, 3, bullseye! Just as you remember her, 72-70 Indiana. Young back up the floor. Clark defends. Young to tie. No. Wilson the rebound. Puts it up. No. Another rebound by the Aces. Scramble. Loose. What's the call? Hammond's pleading for a timeout. Did she get it or is it a jump ball? What is the call here? I think Hammond got the timeout. She was begging for it and she did get it. 72-70 with 1:26 left. If you're just joining us, you have missed one whale of a contest here. And it's not over yet. reset here. Each team has one normal timeout left, and then each team has their one reset timeout. Aces are going to have the ball with 12 on the shot clock and a minute 26 on the game clock, as you see on your screen. Indiana leads by 2. Indiana trying to get within a game of Las Vegas, who sits second. Las Vegas trying to catch Minnesota. Of course, they play them Saturday. The Lynx are red hot. They're about to tip off against the Sparks. You expect them to win that, and they'd be on an 11-game win streak heading into that game against LA on Saturday. 86 seconds left for Stephanie White's team. Crowd at a fever pitch, no pun intended, inside the field house. It's Gray to inbound. Got to get it in. Does. Lloyd. Lloyd threw it away. Indiana basketball. Now a big possession here. Any kind of points would be much appreciated for the Fever. It would behoove them to score here on this possession. Clark's going to try from 3. No, that was a rush. I get it. That's not a bad shot with her. But I would have milked some time off the clock. Or at least gone for a 2 instead of a force. Clark defending Young. Young to Wilson. 5 to shoot. Wilson blocked by Boston. No, it's a foul. It's a foul on Boston. Sophie Cunningham wants to challenge it. I think Stephanie White's going to challenge it. Well, Gamecock on Gamecock crime here between Wilson and Boston. Or was it her? Was it Clark who got called for the foul? No, wow, that looks all ball from Boston there. To me, it looked like it was all ball. Stephanie White, her challenge is confirmed. And so another big challenge with 52 seconds left. A reminder, a busy weekend. As you saw the comment earlier, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see and hear, hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And join us this week and weekend. Another big week coming up. Big weekend tomorrow night. We got WNBA, we got soccer, we got baseball, and NASCAR. I was about to say basketball and NASCAR, but that would have been something. But we've got action for you this weekend. Of course, tomorrow we mentioned it'll be Wolves against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup, and then Guardians White Sox in baseball. IndyCar's at Portland on Sunday, by the way. That'll be on the network. Saturday, we've got West Ham against Portsmouth, and then the Aces and the Lynx. Sunday is Mansfield, Sheffield United, IndyCar at Portland, and the Cup Series, NASCAR Cup Series at Iowa. Becky Hammond, frustrated and now, have they won the challenge? Still, we don't know. Still, we wait for a call. Big call coming up right here. Successful challenge. Unsuccessful challenge. Much to the chagrin of the Indiana crowd. That foul had to be on Clark because Boston got all ball. Nevertheless, it's Asia Wilson with 2 big free throws. Rattles in the first. Here's the second. Got it. Knew she wasn't missing him. And Indiana has no timeouts now. Under 50 seconds to play in a tie game. Up the floor, it's Boston. Gets it to Clark. Clark needs help. 8 to shoot. Boston with 7. Boston driving. No. Got it back and put it in. Aaliyah Boston, Indiana back up 2. And I believe Las Vegas is going to take their, are they going to take their reset or their normal timeout? They can choose. They take the reset timeout with 30 seconds left. Stick-to-itiveness from Aaliyah Boston. And Indiana now has a 2-point lead with 30 seconds to play. A 2 can tie. A 3 can give Las Vegas the lead. A 6-second difference between game and shot clock. Gray inbounds to Wilson. Here's Wilson. Boston defending. Wilson driving. Way off balance. No foul call. Rebound. Boston. Boston in trouble. Got to get it across midcourt. Timpson. Now Cunningham. Cunningham. They want her to shoot it. She's just going to hold the ball and just milk time. 1 second difference. You got to foul if you're Vegas. And Aaliyah Boston is finally fouled by Chelsea Gray with 11 seconds left. Not sure if Vegas played that situation particularly great, but this is going to be a gut check. Once Indiana got to Indiana 1 or 2 with about 5 minutes to go, you could probably accurately use the term gut check for whoever wins this game. Now there was fouls to give. Cunningham inbounding the ball, and inbound. It's Mitchell, and Mitchell is fouled. Young claims she got the ball, I think, if I read lips correctly. And we're going to challenge. Oh, boy. We're going to have a look at it. $10.9. $10.9 seconds left. Again, it's an official review. They are waiting. I mean, a great night. Again, Clark did not have a great night by any stretch, but hit 2 big threes when it mattered. Boston with big buckets when it mattered. Vegas come up with a big one. Young with a big one. Wilson's been stepping up when it matters. And again, this game is not over. And I believe that the foul, it's been confirmed a foul. And so with 10 seconds left, it's free throws now in the bonus for Kelsey Mitchell. So the call stands, and it will be free throws. Kelsey Mitchell, 2 big ones. Makes the first. Boston back in, you would assume for rebounding purposes in case Mitchell were to miss this. High arcer missed. Wilson saves it, but was out of bounds herself. Fever basketball with 9.2 to go in Las Vegas. Now staring down the barrel and a loss again. Cunningham inbounds. Clark, that's a good set of hands to have it in. And Clark will go to the line with 7 seconds left. Foul on Gray. 7 seconds and a chance for Caitlin Clark to ice this game and to put a good ending on a not very good night. The first 3 quarters, not great. Fourth quarter, it was money time. She showed up about then. One of these free throws will just about do it. Oh, but Clark misses the first. The door's slightly ajar here. The second one. Missed them both! Wilson save. Gray at the rebound. I cannot believe it. She missed the second one, too. And the Aces are going to have a chance here. $4.8. We have 4.7. We're going to try and get it right. There you go, 4.8. This is not a reset timeout. So they're going to have to go length of the floor here, the Aces. 4.8. A 3-point game. Well, you need a 3. Defend well, but don't foul is the message for Indiana. You gotta. If I'm Las Vegas, I'm thinking 0 and White is gonna get a touch. The way she's been shooting in this game, the way she's been playing, Wilson's the best in the business. Getting the ball in her hands, I think, would be a heck of a wouldn't be a bad option. Gray's not a bad option, though you prefer her to be more of a facilitator. My guess is that Young gets the ball here. Everybody's standing at the field house. 4.8. Aces down by 3. Talbot's going to inbound. Flings it in. Boston got a hand on it. Loose ball. 2 seconds. Gray. 1. Fires. Got it! Oh, my! Overtime in Indy! They're going to check it to make sure. They're going to check to make sure if it A was a 3 and B that she got it off in enough time. She definitely got it off in time. That's not debatable. Now is the foot on the line here. I don't think it is. I think we got 5 more minutes coming up. Unbelievable. The point guard with a most heavenly 3 to save the Aces. Timeout. Chelsea Gray with an unbelievable three. They did confirm that three just as we went to that break. And we have extra basketball coming your way. And how does Indiana respond? How does Vegas get emotionally calmed down after that incredible ending? 5 more minutes. Here we go. It's in the hands of Indiana. Go right to left in their red uniforms. Vegas in their white uniforms going the other way. 75-75. 10 to shoot. Here's Kelsey Mitchell on the drive. No good. Loose ball. Tie up. Gonna have a jump ball. Well, Kelsey Mitchell drove to the basket, and it was a heck of a game, heck of an effort there, but just couldn't lay it up. Now a jump ball and a big one. And it's going to be Wilson against Timpson on this jump ball. Wilson to tip, but it goes into the hands of Boston. 13 to shoot. Boston. Clark with 9. Clark, oh boy, nearly in trouble. 5 to shoot. Clark, fade away off the window. No good. Rebounded by Gray. Here is Chelsea Gray with 12 to shoot. Now Wilson at the top of the key with 10. Wilson over Boston. And rattled in. When you're the best player on the planet, you get those rolls. Even on the road. Ace is up by 2. Mitchell with the ball for Indiana. Mitchell now gets it to Boston left wing. 8 to shoot. Mitchell just blows by Wilson. Throws up a wild shot. No. But she'll go to the line because she was fouled by Wilson. Mitchell, first free throw is good. Mitchell, an 86% free throw shooter, missed the second. Indiana coming up dry at the free throw line crunch time. That'll always come back to bite you now, won't it? Aces remain up by 1. Gray with 10 to shoot. Lob to Wilson. Wilson with 5. Turn around. Good. 2 more for Asia Wilson. 3-point game. 3:15 to go. Clark to Boston. 13 to shoot. Boston. Mitchell with 9. Mitchell. 7 on the timer. Backs out to the perimeter. 5 to shoot. Mitchell's got to do something when it just throws one up. No good, but she's fouled. Shoot is good. Gets them both this time. 1-point game. 3 minutes to play in overtime. Gray on the right wing. This is Wilson with 10 to shoot. Wilson with 7. Wilson blocked. Or do they call a foul on Boston? I believe they did. A foul on Aaliyah Boston with 2:43 to play in the extra session. And she cannot believe it. I mean, this is... First free throw, good. Now Wilson with another one. Second free throw. Got it. Boy, she's money, isn't she? Ace is back up 3. Now it goes now into the hands of Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell with 13 to shoot. Mitchell going to take a long two and hit it. Kelsey Mitchell cans the log 2. 1 point game again. 26 for Mitchell. Her great streak of scoring continues. We near 2 minutes to play in the extra frame. Gray in the left wing. Now back to Wilson with 7. Wilson, free throw line, jump shot, no good. Big rebound, Smith. Had it poked away. Loose. Lloyd got it back to Gray. Left wing 3. No good. Rebound, Timpson. Reset timeouts have now been added. Under 2 to play. Clark spinning. Clark drives, scores! Indiana back up 1. Ninth lead change of the night. 82-81. And 34 left of the OT. Here's Wilson. Boston defends. Wilson, yes. Oh, yes. Back in front. Mitchell. Timpson. Clark. 12 to shoot. Clark in the lane. No look pass to Timpson. Timpson reverse layup. No. Tipped around. She got it back. 3 seconds. Clark. 1 second. Clark a prayer. No. Off the heel. Tapped up. Rebound. Wilson had it briefly. It's loose. It's still loose. Great. And comes out of there with it. What a kooky sequence that was. 8 on the shot clock. Gray with Cunningham guarding. Oh, Cunningham got absolutely decked. That's going to be an offensive foul on. That's going to be a foul on Young. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Indiana will get the ball back with 43 seconds. Aces by 1. Fever basketball. Timeout. Asia Wilson in the fourth quarter and overtime has 18 points, 6 of 11 shooting, and 6 of 6 the foul line. Utterly absurd what she has been able to do. 43.9 left. It's Indiana with the ball. It's Cunningham getting it into Mitchell. 20-second difference between game and shot clock. Mitchell all the way, lays it in. Puts Indiana back in front. She wanted a foul call, not going to get it. 38 seconds to go. And Las Vegas is going to take a reset timeout or not. 38 seconds left. Kelsey Mitchell. Man, Vegas did take the reset. Smith now to Lloyd. Lloyd. Here's Young. Hot hand all night. Not this time. Rebound Clark. 6-second difference between game and shot clock. Becky Hammond says play it out. It's in the hands of Clark. And you got 2 timeouts too, so you're going to play it out. Wilson defending Clark. 5 to shoot. Clark, ball tipped up. Wilson has it. Gray, 5 seconds. No, they're not taking the timeout. 2 seconds. Gray for the win. Yes! Yes! Las Vegas wins! Chelsea Gray, the scourge of Indiana! Sensational! Gray hits the shot, the three to OT, and then sends everybody home in an unpleasant mood. Agony and despair for Indiana. Joy, jubilation, and exaltation for Las Vegas. Whoa! The WNBA is on fire, folks. A game. God. Well, it keeps Vegas in the hunt for the 1 seed, and Indiana could have gotten close to second. Now they're remaining in that cluster, and you just wonder how Stephanie White's got to get her team off the mat for the rest of the season after that one. It was our pleasure. It was our pleasure to bring this one to you. An amazing finish. And it's Las Vegas. Chelsea Gray, the point guard, with a devilish ending, and has Indiana left singing the blues. Aces win it 86-84. So thanks to Matthew Owens and producer JT. For everyone at YouTube, I'm Seth Eves. So long and good night, where the Aces win an instant classic in Indianapolis. We'll talk to you soon.